2 Thessalonians chapter 2 Son of Perdition, a Christian apostate. From the King James Version, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Among the questions that the church has been asking itself for some time is if this individual in Paul's letters has a religious background, or that he originates from some other religion, not that of Christianity. It appears that every time some religion, peoples, or some political ideology in opposition to that of the Christian faith, someone would accuse this religion, peoples, and ideology of being the beast, referring to him not that of a man and son of perdition, but the beast being a symbolic manifestation of that enemy against the church in that present time. But Revelation chapter 13 and 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 makes it clear that he is a man. In Revelation chapter 13, verse 5 and 6, KJV, verse 5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Revelation chapter 13, verse 6, King James Version. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. To speak great things and blasphemies, to blaspheme against God, his name, his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven, means that he knows God, his Christ and church, and heaven as God's dwelling place, both his and others who dwell there. He has religious beliefs. This is not a worldly man of no spiritual beliefs. This man is in the knowledge of God and knows his word, so to spill out of his mouth such blasphemies. We cannot compare his beliefs of God to that of a God-fearing faithful. But through Revelation chapter 13, verse 5 and 6, and especially 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, one thing is certain, that this individual, by speaking out in that manner, he does not fear God, nor his coming wrath. And by what he is targeting in his blasphemies, especially with that tabernacle, which could be anything from the heavenly tabernacle to the living flesh of Jesus Christ, this individual knows the Bible. The beast, by what he is blaspheming, has knowledge of God and his word. Through his blasphemies, he is placing himself as enemy to God and his Christ. This would make him appear more as an apostate Christian. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. His coming is after a falling away in the church. This would make him someone whose backgrounds could be Christian, or in some way related to Christianity, but with a rebellious spirit indwelling in him. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. His actions in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, does not reveal him as a political leader, spreading some atheist ideology, as to show the non-existence of God. This individual has God as his enemy, and seeks to sit in the temple of God and have itself worshipped as God. This would make him appear as a spiritual messianic leader of great power and authority, as to rule over the world through the preachings of his false gospel. His aim is to have the world worship him as the true God. He is coming after a falling away from the true gospel. The mystery of iniquity that embodies this individual is a spirit that was already at work since Jesus Christ began his preachings, a spirit of rebellion that opposes God and the true gospel, so to bring forth a damning gospel that deceives and uplifts unrighteousness and does not save, and in direct conflict to that of the true gospel of Jesus Christ. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, KJV, verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Verse 11, for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Verse 12, that they all might be damned, who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. That the Son of Perdition is a Christian apostate is revealed in John chapter 17, verse 9 to 12, through Jesus' words. Verse 9, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Verse 10, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. Verse 11, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee, Holy Father. Keep through thine own name those who thou hast given me, that they might be one as we are. The verse which would reveal the Son of Perdition, the beast, as a Christian apostate is verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. Verse 12 reveals the son of perdition coming out of the church, coming out of Christianity. I repeat, verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. Jesus and God know this individual. This individual, the beast, also called the Son of Perdition, is no stranger to God, and is no stranger to Jesus. If he were to be a worldly individual, he would be a stranger to God and to Jesus. But verse 12 reveals that he is not a stranger, neither to God and to Jesus. This would mean that this man is coming out of Christianity. This man is coming out of the church. Thank you.